Silver Surfer is a pretty weird character when you think about the fact that he literally flies around space on a surfboard. But despite his strangeness, he still remains one of the most popular and iconic characters in Marvel Comics today. Perhaps his strangeness is also a big part of the reason that we love him. Welcome back, Nerd Squad, it's me, Amanda! What would you do if Galactus asked you to become his herald? Number 10. Exiles Silver Surfer. When it comes to the exploration of the multiverse via the Exiles comic, one of the alternates we run into happens to be one of Norrin Radd. He hails from the reality of Earth 552. Here, Norrin Radd's homeworld of Zen-La was destroyed as a result of his own doing. Radd here is a military scientist whose invention resulted in the destruction of Zen-La. Feeling awful for what he has wrought, he decides to serve as a herald of Galactus, who in this universe is actually known not as a world devourer, but instead as a world restorer. Radd hopes that in serving Galactus, his world may someday be restored. However, when Galactus refuses to do so, saying that he will instead only restore worlds destroyed by the Blight, this causes Norrin to turn on him. In the end, Silver Surfer, while powerful, would be no match for Galactus and would die as a result of underestimating his new power cosmic imbued herald, Sabretooth. And friends, before we move on to our next spot on this list, if you love what we do here at the channel, if you love Silver Surfer, be sure to show us that you love us by clicking that thumbs up. Number 9. Cosmic Carnage. Cosmic Carnage was strong enough to fight against multiple heroes and even teams of heroes from Earth at once and win. He is the result of what happens in the 1989 series What If, in issue number 108. Here we see what would happen if Carnage ended up bonding with the Silver Surfer. The answer is a whole lot of mayhem, chaos, and destruction. Pretty much what you would think would happen. In the end, to defeat Cosmic Carnage, it was up to Norrin himself. And after being temporarily weakened by Firestar's attack, Norrin gains enough control over the symbiote that he is able to fly it into the sun alongside him, destroying both it and himself. Number 8. Silver Searcher. Silver Searcher is the Ultimate Comics version of the character. Radd is initially known as the Silver Searcher and later becomes known as the Silver Surfer in this version of his tale. Silver Searcher is actually the herald of Zen-La's ruler, Revka Tamerlun Edifax Skyros III. Reed Richards accidentally summoned the Silver Searcher to Earth in the reality of 1610 after mistaking him for a star. Now this is likely because Silver Searcher is actually powered similarly to a star, possessing a core that is in essence identical to one, so apparently it's an easy mistake to make. Silver Searcher initially claimed that his master would save the planet Earth and make everyone happy, but in reality this man, also known as Psycho Man, enslaved the planet. In fact, it turned out that Norrin Radd here was banished from Zen-La for freeing them from Revka's control. In the end, Radd would also help the Fantastic Four to fight back against his master, Psycho Man. Number 7. Silver Surfer and the Silver Surfers. Silver Surfer and the Silver Surfers is a team of Silver Surfers, evidently. They hail from the 2022 comic Silver Surfer Rebirth, and while we don't really know that much about them in regards to where they came from, it's believed that their looks are inspired by alternate designs for the main member of their team, Earth 616's Silver Surfer. It also turns out that this group of surfers is even more powerful together, as all of their power cosmic is slightly differently attuned, making them a fearsome force for anyone to go up against. Number 6. The Keeper. The Keeper is the name for Norrin Radd on the Earth of 691, the same reality that belongs to the Guardians of the Galaxy from the 31st century. Here, Norrin became the protector of the universe, working for Eon and being granted the quantum bands. Like on Earth 616, before this, he was originally Galactus' herald, but would end up getting a pardon from his duties. Later, after the destruction of Zen-La, Norrin would blame Galactus for all the ills that had befallen him and his homeworld. This was when he would attempt to destroy Galactus once and for all, but would lose. However, he would be saved from being lost completely as a result of this fight by the Watcher Aeron. He would be removed from the universe and during this time would train, becoming more skilled with his quantum bands and finding a way to channel the power cosmic despite Galactus seemingly removing its power from him. When Norrin returned, it would be as the Keeper, and he would nearly destroy Galactus before accepting his place at the World Devourer's side, now not as his herald, but as his equal. Number 5. Silver Racer. Silver Racer is an interesting combo character that comes to us from the pages of Amalgam Comics. Amalgam Comics, for those that don't know, is sort of the combination of DC and Marvel working together to bring us amalgam things. This character is also known as Willie Lincoln and comes to us from the first issue of Challengers of the Fantastic. He is a crossover character between the big two, combining DC's Black Racer, Willie Walker, and Marvel's Silver Surfer, Norrin Radd. Both of these characters become the embodiment of something greater than they are, so to me that combo makes a lot of sense. With Norrin becoming becoming a herald of Galactus who initially struggles to remember his previous life, and Willie Walker becoming the embodiment of death for the new gods as the Black Racer. Considering that his character also has a combination of both characters' powers, he is pretty wildly powerful compared to some of the others that are on our list. Number 4. Silver Galactus. This isn't an editorial name, but more a name I kinda just made up myself for this version of the Silver Surfer. I think it's pretty fitting. In the MC2 reality of Earth 982, where heroes and villains are actually permitted to grow up, age, and some of them even settle down and have kids, Silver Surfer comes to stop Galactus when he attempts to remake the universe, needing of course to destroy it first. I mean, gotta destroy it, then build it back up. Silver Surfer and the heroes of Earth are successful in stopping him, but during the conflict an explosion occurs. The energy of this explosion is so great that it merges the beings of Galactus and Silver Surfer together. This transformed the World Devourer from a being of destruction to one of creation, and the new Silver Galactus sets out to repair damaged worlds and build new ones, pledging to be a guardian of life. Number 3. Dark Surfer. Dark Surfer comes to us from the Superhero Squad show, which is made with characters whose designs are based on the Hasbro action figure line. The show was actually made to intentionally be a self-aware parody for Marvel characters. Silver Surfer is one of the superhero team members featured in it, but he later becomes corrupted by the Infinity Gems after stealing the Infinity Gauntlet from Thanos, and then he kind of becomes basically the main antagonist of the show. This version of the character, the Corrupted One, becomes powerful enough to threaten the very existence of the universe. Dark Surfer not only wields the gauntlet, which is extremely powerful, but also wields the Infinity Sword. Fortunately, his friends manage to defeat him in the end by destroying these items, thereby purifying the Dark Surfer and turning him back into the Silver Surfer. Number 2. The Fallen One. The Fallen One is one of my favorite all-time Silver Surfer alternates. He hails from a Thanos comic, surprisingly, which might seem kind of weird, but I guess if you know Silver Surfer and his history with Thanos, it's not super weird. But considering there's lots of Silver Surfer titles out there, it's an interesting thing. In an alternate reality where Thanos wins, Norrin Radd is one of the last to stand against him, if not really the last. This is what Norrin would be like were he not to have Galactus around to call the shots for him. In fact, Galactus was killed during a final stand against Thanos, but Norrin remained. He would become worthy of Mjolnir in addition to the power cosmic, and his body would become made of dark matter, turning dark instead of silver. The Fallen One was so powerful, he defeated Cosmic Ghost Rider with pretty much one hit, something that even King Thanos said he was unable to do. Number 1. What if the Silver Surfer possessed the Infinity Gauntlet? This version of Silver Surfer hails from the reality categorized as Earth 93549. He is first seen in the 1989 What If series in issue number 49. Here, Silver Surfer ends up taking for himself the power of the Infinity Gauntlet, stealing it from Thanos during the Infinity Gauntlet story, as he failed to do in the main continuity. With the power of the Infinity Gauntlet, Silver Surfer becomes powerful enough to rule the whole universe. Despite others' cries for him to relent and relinquish the gauntlet, Norrin keeps it. Initially things go well, but when he begins to use his power to simply erase those who refuse to bow to him, he himself, despite his usually kind and compassionate heart, also becomes corrupted by its power. It is only through his love of Shala Bal that he is able to see what he has truly become, and in the end destroys the gauntlet and chooses to live out the rest of his days as immortal with Shala instead. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching, and until next time, you stay nerdy, YouTube. Bye!